We're back with a thuggish thug note. We are here to summarize and analyze one of my favorite books ever. Not my favorite just because how the book is amazing, awesome, action-packed, and all that, but it's one of my favorite books because I actually felt connected with the character. Great book, Maze Runner. Let's get into it. Whew. Summary. The summary was more... Here we go. I got you. The summary starts off with Thomas comes up through a box. His name is Thomas. He comes up through a box, through the ground, into the maze. The maze is a big, open maze. That's what it is. It's a maze. It's a big open maze, and there are a bunch of other gladers there. They call them gladers, but they're actually teens and kids that were sent up through the box. The box also brings up supplies. When he goes up there, he meets Newt and Albie. They're the leaders of the gladers. Thomas begins questioning because he's confused. I mean, what else would you think? You were sent up through a box? Yeah, that's pretty scary. Sent up through a box. He was sent up through a box, and then he starts questioning. They tell him tomorrow after he gets some rest and some food, they'll explain it to him. But he starts questioning like crazy. And then he meets Chucky, a kid, maybe 13. They don't really clarify it, but he might be 13. He's said to be very young. Is in there, and he calms Thomas down. He tells him that it'll be alright, and he answers a few of his questions, but he can't fully answer them because you gotta find out by them telling you Nubian Alpt, my bad. So later on in the book, when he wakes him up early in the morning, he shows him and there's walls that open and close every night. He shows him a window, and in the window he sees something that's mechanical and diabolical looking, which is what they call grievers. They look like cows, giant moving cows with spikes. The grievers sting you, and if you get stung, you go through the changing. Now, the changing is very bad. It makes you see stuff from the past, but I mean, it can't. They don't know if it can kill you, but if you don't get the serum, you'll never be the same. But either way, going through the changing, you'll never be the same. You see things that you weren't supposed to see. Now, every time someone goes through the changing, they actually see Thomas. And they keep relating to Thomas, and it's weird because why would they know Thomas? Okay, so a day after Thomas comes, a girl is sent up through the box. And with the girl, there's a note. The note says, she is the last one. And then at the bottom it says, ever. The weird thing about both is a note was sent up, and the second weird thing is it was a girl. All the gladers previously have been boys. So it was weird because it was a bunch of boys and one girl. And then, no, it's not. But when she comes up, Thomas knows. He knows her. He's seen her. He doesn't know her personally, but he's seen her. So Thomas begins questioning what's going on and freaking out. And Newt says even he doesn't know. So Thomas meets Minnow, who is one of the faction's runners. There are 7 factions. They each do a different job. Thomas wants to become a runner. He knows he wants to become a runner. So one time he goes out when Minnow and Albie are out there. They're going to die. The wall is closing. Albie's been stung. Minnow is out there probably going to die. No one's ever survived out there. But Thomas goes out, rushes out, and tries to save him. So it's pretty stupid, I would say. I don't know. He's dumb for that. But he goes out, and he ends up surviving the whole night. The whole dang night. No one's ever survived that long. It's crazy, because no one's ever survived that long. So when they get out, they want to punish Thomas for doing that, but Minnow says he wants to give him the job of becoming the main runner. Therefore, Thomas becomes the main runner, and then he finds out secrets that no one's ever known as a runner. And he eventually finds the way out which leads into the second book right when they get out. They get out through a hole. It's like a warping hole, but pretty much a warping hole. Analysis. Time for the analysis. So this book was more about, I think it has to do with society. Thomas is a young boy, and he's sent through the hole, and it seems that he knows a lot more than he actually knows. But no one actually knows that, and he doesn't either. The only thing he knew was his name. But everything he sees is familiar, and everyone that went through the change when they were stung and they've seen stuff in the past recall seeing Thomas. Like I said, things aren't adding up. It makes no sense. So what does Thomas have to do with the maze? I mean, some people would say that Thomas's mind is a reflection of the maze. He's not even there. He's there, but he's not. The maze is his mind. Like, he created it. He wouldn't have known. That's why he wanted to become a runner. He knew something that other people didn't, and he knew how the maze worked better than anyone else. Makes sense, doesn't it? Because he wants to become a runner, and he was sent up there. Weird, isn't it? Conclusion. This was a very good book, and you should read all of them, even the kill order. It goes Maze Runner, Scorched Trials, and Death Cure. This book was amazing, and it also had a lot to it. You'd have to read more than just watch my video on YouTube. And shout out to Miss Lorman. Please don't. The video is terrible. My editing kind of sucks, you know. So I couldn't really edit it. But see you guys later.